And every time another season goes by, and grass grows, and flowers bloom, every time another season goes by, and birds eat, and build nests, and bring up another generation of birds, it's a sign that says, look, if God cares about them enough to make sure their needs are met, don't you think he'll do the same with you when you mean 1,000,000,000 times more to God than those birds ever could? You matter to God a lot. No matter who you are. That's why you can trust him with your future uncertainties. And then Jesus asked the third rhetorical question. It's an interesting one. And from it, I kind of get this point. We can trust God because our lives are significant. Not only do we matter to God, our lives are just important. They are valuable. Jesus says this beginning in verse 28 of Matthew 6. He says, okay, why do you worry about your clothes? See the flowers of the field, and they don't labor and spin, and I tell you, Solomon in all his glory wasn't dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you? You little faither. Won't he clothe you? I mean, look what he's saying. He's saying, look, you know how beautiful those flowers are? They belong to the grass family. See how flowers, they bloom and they grow, but eventually, I mean, just in a short season, they wilt. And do you know what? This was the habit in ancient Mediterranean culture. Actually, it still happens today. Because it's a very tree-barren area of the world, and they need fuels for fires to bake food, the most frequent fuel for their baking fires were grasses, dried flowers of all sorts. And when they would bloom and grow and be beautiful, the season would end, they would begin to fade, they'd cut them down, they'd dry them up, and they'd take them and they'd use them as fuel for a fire. Because they had food to make. It's like, oh yeah, they're beautiful, but they're only here a little while. And we hack them down, and then we burn them. Because we got food to eat. It's no big deal. It's just grass. It's just a plant. Right? It's just a flower. Here for a little while, gone, dry, use it, over, never give it a second thought. We don't go, oh, that was such a beautiful flower. No, it's like, you know, it's just another will bloom, it's fine. But that's not how we act when it comes to people. When people are injured or people are lost, we don't go, well, they were here for a little while. Now they're gone, no big deal. No, we grieve and mourn because even we know that there's something incredibly significant about being human. That somehow human life inherently matters. It has inherent value, every human life. And we know it. We feel it in our gut. And we got that because God assigned that sort of incredible significance and value to human life. Think about human life. A person's life has the ability to affect the flow of history. The choices that you and I make somehow put pressure, influence on other people's lives, and it alters, sometimes slightly, sometimes greatly, the direction of where they go and the quality of life they exist. That's the power of being human. The power of being human is to create an environment where choices are made that will affect the way all eternity will look for ourselves and others. Because people's existence doesn't end on the earth. It goes on forever and ever and ever. And the consequences of our choices live on forever and ever and ever. For good or bad. That is the incredible power of being human. And Jesus is simply saying, look, flowers, plants, they're here, they fade, burn them, they're gone, no big deal. People, their lives matter so much. Yours Here's what I think Jesus is trying to get at with these rhetorical questions. He's saying, look, you got all these uncertainties out there. But you don't have to worry about them. You can trust God with them. And you can trust God because He's already met your greatest needs without asking and at great cost. So you can be pretty sure He'll meet your material needs. It doesn't cost Him a thing. You can trust God because you matter to Him more than anything. And you can trust God because your life is valuable. It's important and God wants to nourish it because of its incredible power. And all that's true about you. So here's my question. Do you want to face tomorrow's uncertainty and just worry? And have that worry take you places you never wanted to go? Or, great option, just want to choose to trust God with all the future uncertainties. Health, finances, relationships, all of them. Choice is mine. Choice is yours. What choice would you like to make? Here's how we're going to wrap up our service today. I'm going to ask our band if they wouldn't just make their way back on the stage, okay? And they're gonna play and sing a song for us as we kind of wrap things up today. And while they're singing it, I want to give you an opportunity to do something. Now, I know this is meaningful to many, but not everybody, so don't feel any pressure to do this. But you know that little worry list that you filled out? Here's what I'm going to invite you to do. While they're singing a song for us about being able to trust God because we matter to Him, I'm going to invite you to make your way down this aisle, okay? You can walk up these steps, and you can take that worry list, and you can just lay it down. And that's kind of a symbolic act. That what you're doing is saying, I'm going to give my worries to you. I'm going to trust you with all my uncertainty in the future. I'm not going to let worry drive me places I don't want to go. God, I'm going to trust you to take care of my future needs and hopes. I'm going to count on you to do it. And then you can just lay them on the table, and then just, if you would, exit that way and around and back to your seat. Okay? So let's just all stand, shall we? And if this would be a meaningful way to cement your choice to trust God with future uncertainties, they invite you to come and lay your card down. If you'd just rather stay where you're at and just pray and do it, that's awesome as well, okay? But this is your opportunity to make a choice to trust God and not worry. You come as you would like.